Okay, so let's unpack this deep dive into the sources you shared with us today.
Right.
We've got quite a stack of material, seems centered around some recent moments involving French President Emmanuel Macron.
Yeah, incidents that one of your sources actually kind of playfully dubs the actions of Monsieur Scandale.
Ah, okay. And the sources you sent over, they're a mix, aren't they? Transcriptions, video description.
Commentary, analysis, yeah, all circulating online and, well, offering a very particular perspective on these events.
Right. And our mission here in this deep dive is really to go through this material you provided, pull out the key points, understand the specific incidents they're focusing on.
And crucially, look at how these moments are being presented, the framing.
Exactly, how they're framed within these specific sources. We want to help you see what's being claimed and, the perspective behind those claims.
Precisely. We're looking at the material you gave us, its specific claims, and yeah, it's pretty distinct tone.
All right, so the first thing that really seems to grab the source commentary's attention, it's a video clip, shows President Macron and his wife, Brigitte.
Getting off a plane in Hanoi, right? May 25th, 2025.
That's the one. And there's a key moment described as they're coming down the stairs.
Yeah. The sources describe Brigitte appearing to, well, push or maybe make contact with Macron's face right there on the steps.
Push, slap. What terms do they use?
They actually use a few different ones in the commentary. You see push, you see slap, and even tap on, which is like a light tap or pat.
Okay. And the source material itself, it presents what it calls the official explanation for this.
It does. According to your source, the incident was officially described as just a harmless little couple spat, or what was the other term?
Inoffensiva discussum. Harmless discussion.
Right. Now, what's interesting, maybe not surprising, is how the commentary in your source reacts to that.
Toast.
It immediately mocks it, just completely dismisses the official line, questioning whether you can really call an action like that inoffensiva harmless, especially in public.
Yeah, okay. The commentary also seems to zero in on other details from the clip.
Oh, yeah. It highlights the reaction of airport staff nearby. The source commentary even gives one a nickname, Sun Li.
Really?
Yeah, and describes them as looking, visibly shocked, like they wanted to back away quickly or just leave.
Anything else?
Another detail they note is Brigitte apparently ignoring Macron when he tries to offer her his arm as they keep going down the stairs.
Ah, the source commentary makes a point of mentioning that.
Definitely. And for a bit of, let's say, visual commentary within the source material itself, there's even mention of an AI-generated image that apparently pops up. It shows Macron with a bright red handprint on his face.
Wow. Okay, so used for comedic effect, clearly.
Totally. It really shows you the level of, let's call it analysis, this particular source applies.
And you can see how this kind of viral video, right, a brief, maybe ambiguous moment.
Oh, it's potent, spreads like wildfire, and sparks immediate debate, leading to all these different, often competing stories about what really happened.
Okay, so moving from that deplaning incident, the material you shared also brings up another viral video.
Right, this one shows Macron sitting at a meeting table.
And the commentary you provided, it immediately draws your eye to specific items on that table.
Yeah, things visible in the video.
What kind of items? How does the source describe them?
It talks about a papillot, describing it as like a rolled paper or maybe a note and a canudinho.
Which means?
A small straw.
Okay, a rolled paper and a small straw. And this is where the speculation starts.
Oh, yeah. This is where the speculation within the source commentary really kicks in. It directly implies these items are, well, drug paraphernalia. Specifically suggesting cocaine use. It's pretty direct in its implication, even if it's framed sarcastically.
Right. And the commentary includes specific comments.
Yes, it doesn't hold back. It includes these sarcastic lines, like speculating Macron was selling the source uses La Crontava vendendo, or joking about him needing a 5G dispenser.
Okay, so that shows you the way the source is framing the items it claims it sees. It's not just pointing them out.
Exactly. And another detail the source commentary highlights, it claims the men at the table seemed to quickly hide these items.
Then
the moment they apparently realized they were being filmed, that's the claim in the source.
It raises an interesting point, doesn't it? How do these, seemingly small details in a video clip, a rolled paper, a straw, become the focus for such intense speculation.
And fuel these viral narratives.
Yeah, it's quite something.
It really is. It's all about how visual information, even ambiguous stuff, can be interpreted and, more importantly, presented.
And the sources you shared, they don't stop there, do they? They bring in other visuals related to Macron?
No, they keep going. First, they include a compilation video. It shows Macron frequently touching or wiping his nose.
Okay. And the commentary.
Well, the source commentary links this action to very strong rhinitis, rhinate muito forte.
Seems straightforward enough.
But it presents this idea completely sarcastically. It's subtly weaving it back towards those prior, more serious allegations it made about the table items.
Got it. So it's the source's way of keeping that implication alive without directly repeating the claim.
Exactly. Maintaining that line of questioning. Then, second, the commentary brings up some photos of Macron on a boat.
Right. I saw those mentioned. How are they described?
They're described in the source as showing moments of relaxation with friends. And it uses the term amigues, a sort of gender-neutral term for friends.
Okay. And what visuals does the commentary focus on in these photos?
It details affectionate poses, things like Macron hugging another man from behind, kissing another man on the cheek.
And the way the source commentary talks about these interactions.
That's key. It uses this mockingly affectionate dialogue to narrate the images, puts words to the pictures, like things like, "Why, you threw me in the water," or "Come here, love, I'll give you a kiss." It's clearly trying to frame these visuals in a very particular suggestive light.
Right. So, okay, we've looked at a few different incidents, different types of visuals, all presented in your source material.
Yeah.
What seems to tie them all together is that specific tone, that perspective. The commentary applies to every single one.
Yes, that's really the fascinating element here, I think. Looking at the commentary as a whole piece, it's consistently sarcastic.
Yeah.
Often mocking any official explanations and highlighting anything it sees as a scandal with this humorous but definitely sharp edge.
And you mentioned it even directs this perspective outward sometimes.
Yeah.
Not just at Macron.
That's right. There's a specific example you pointed out from the commentary, a jab aimed at esquerdistas, leftists,
Oh, the jab.
Something about them being seen as angels. It just illustrates the source's own particular viewpoint and how it frames the broader discussion beyond just these specific Macron incidents.
So it's really crucial then in a deep dive like this, not just to look at the information itself,
but the lens through which it's all presented.
Yeah. Your source material doesn't just report facts. It interprets, it questions, it definitely encourages skepticism about official narratives.
All through this very distinct, often sarcastic filter. It's analysis of the source we're doing here.
Exactly. So why does analyzing sources like this matter for you, the listener?
Well, I mean, in today's world, we're just flooded with information, right?
Absolutely.
So understanding how something is reported, the tone used, the details they choose to highlight, the connections they imply, it's just as vital as understanding what is being reported, maybe even more so sometimes.
And this deep dive, looking at the material you shared, it really shows how different incidents, even ones that seem minor,
can be instantly turned into viral content and woven into these very specific narratives.
Narratives that often question the official story or hint at some deeper scandal.
Yeah. By analyzing the techniques used in your sources, the way they select details, the sarcastic tone, the implied links between things,
we get insights into how messages are shaped, how they're intended to influence perception.
It's not just about the events themselves. It's about the communication about those events, how the story is told.
Absolutely. This kind of analysis helps us, and you, understand the information landscape better, see how narratives get constructed around public figures and events.
Definitely.
We've certainly unpacked a lot today from the material you provided, from that deplaning incident and the whole reaction to the official explanation.
See the speculation sparked by those items on the table.
And the use of various photos, all seen through that very, very distinct tone of your source material.
Yeah, quite a journey through that specific perspective.
So based on everything we've discussed and the sources you shared, here's maybe something for you to mull over.
Okay.
When you encounter content like this, about public events or figures, think about how the way the story is told.
The specific details they zoom in on, the language, the tone.
How does that influence your initial reaction or your perception, maybe even before you start thinking about the factual claims themselves?
It's a really important question to ask. How much is the framing shaping your view from the get-go?
Something to think about. Thank you for bringing these, fascinating sources to our deep dive today.
Always interesting to dissect this kind of material.